today I thought I'd film another makeup tutorial on this look right here. I have a purple glittery smoky eye with winged eyeliner and false lashes. We got everything today. I've actually filmed this video once already, and it failed miserably because it was too dark. So here we are again for round 2. If you want to see how I created this look, then just keep watching. To start off my makeup, I'm going to be color correcting with the Morphe Correcting Conceal Palette. I'm going to be using this green concealer right here to neutralize any redness on my face. I'm going to be using a very small flat synthetic brush to apply the green. Now I'm going to be taking this salmon color right here and putting it underneath my eyes to neutralize any dark circles. To brighten up the dullness underneath my eyes, I'm going to be using this purple concealer right here to brighten it. Next, I'm going to be setting the areas we just color corrected with the Mercier Translucent Loose Setting Powder. The reason we set the areas we just color corrected is because if you rub foundation on the area you just color corrected, it's going to smear it. And we want it to stay in place, then put our foundation on. I'm not putting a ton of powder on, just a teensy bit. Next, I'm going to be using the Revlon 24-Hour Colorstay Foundation in the shade 110 Ivory for foundation. Alright, so next I'm going to be doing concealer, and I'm going to be using the Maybelline FitMe Concealer in the shade 15 Fair. To blend out my concealer, I'm going to be using the Morphe E8 brush. This brush is fluffy, and it's so soft, but it's a little bit dense, so it's like perfect for concealer, and it doesn't like steal your product away, it just smooths it out and makes it pretty. Alright, so now we're just going to set the whole entire face with the Mercier Translucent Loose Setting Powder again. I'm using a huge e.l.f. fluffy brush to set my face. When I set my face with powder, I don't like rub at it because it's going to remove the foundation off what we just fixed. So you want to tap so it's like
stay in place, stay in place, stay in place, stay in place.
Using a smaller fluffy brush to bake underneath my eyes and any dark spots on my face. So while we're baking, I'm going to apply blush, and I'm going to be using the Morphe 9B palette, and I'm going to be using this color right here for my blush. I'm using the Morphe E58 brush to apply my blush. For highlight, I'm going to be using Pearl from the Champagne Glow palette by Becca Cosmetics. I'm going to be using a fluffy synthetic fan brush to apply my highlight to the top of my cheekbones. Now I'm just going to sweep off the excess powder on the marks of my face. And now we're going to do eyes. So I'm just going to sweep off the baking from underneath my eyes now. So I'm first just going to fill in my brows real quick. Bam! Eyebrows. So first I'm going to set my whole entire eye area, and I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Everyday Eyeshadow Book. I'm going to be using this shade right here. I'm going to be using the Real Techniques Fluffy Shadow Brush to apply this. This is going to create an easier base to blend eyeshadows and create a little bit lighter base to make the eyeshadows pop a little bit more. Mekenzie, can we see a difference? To start in my crease, I'm going to be using the Shany 120 palette, and I'm going to be using this purplish pink shade right here, just sweeping it from outer corner to inner corner, back and forth. So for another crease color, I'm going to be using the Shany 120 palette again, and I'm going to be using this purple right here to apply in my crease and outer V. To start darkening up the eyeshadow, I'm going to be using this purple shade right here from the Shany 120 palette again, and I'm going to be using a Morphe E28 brush to apply this to my outer V. Woo! To darken up my eye even more, I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Everyday Eyeshadow Book, and I'm going to be using this purple right here to darken it. I'm using the same Morphe E28 brush to apply this. To blend out my eyeshadows even more, I'm going to be taking the e.l.f. Everyday Eyeshadow Book again, and I'm going to be using this color right here. I'm going to be using the Morphe E21 brush to blend this out. Next, I'm going to be taking the Shany 120 palette again, and I'm going to be using this very grape color and just sweeping it a little bit more in my crease. I'm using the Morphe E28 brush to apply this. This purple's just going to bring it all together and blend it out. For my lower lash line, I'm going to be using the Shany 120 palette again, and I'm going to be using this purple pink shade again and just sweeping it from outer corner to inner corner of my lower lash line. Next, I'm going to be taking this purple shade right here and applying it to the outer half of my lower lash line. So next, to darken up just the outer fourth of my lower lash line, I'm going to be taking the Shany 120 palette again, and I'm going to be using this purple color right here. Since my lower lash line's pretty harsh, I'm just going to take a fluffy synthetic brush with nothing on it and just blend it out. Alright, so next for my lid, I'm going to be using the Ulta eyeshadow palette, and I'm going to be using the color Bloom, and I'm going to sweep that from inner corner to the middle of my lid. I'm going to be using a fluffy synthetic dense round brush to apply this so it's nice and precise.
Nice and precise.
Alright, to lighten that color Bloom on our lid just a teensy bit, I'm going to be taking the Morphe 350 palette, and I'm going to be taking the lightest shade in the palette and applying it exactly where we applied Bloom. So next, for the star of the show, I'm going to be taking the Urban Decay Heavy Metal Glitter Eyeliner in the shade ACDC and applying that just where we applied Bloom and the Morphe white eyeshadow. So I'm going to continue with that glitter liner, and I'm going to put that in the inner fourth of my lower lash line. Next, I'm going to be taking Pearl, and I'm going to highlight my inner corners with it. To highlight my brow bone, I'm going to be taking this matte white shade from the Shany 120 palette again. Next, I'm going to be doing some winged eyeliner, and I'm going to be using the Maybelline Line Stiletto eyeliner in the shade Blackest Black. One eye of eyeliner is done. So both lines of eyeliner are done, and I'm going to clean up the edges with my Maybelline FitMe concealer again. I'm going to be using a flat angled brush to clean it up. Next, I'm going to line my waterline, and I'm going to be using the Sephora Contour Matte Gel Eyeliner in the shade White Russian. Next, I'm going to be taking the CoverGirl Lash Blast Fusion Mascara and applying that to my upper and lower lashes. So, to get this black mascara off my face, I'm going to let it dry completely.
Completely.
Then I'm going to take a Q-tip and just flake it right off, like it never happened. Next, I'm going to take a false lash, and I cut the very end of it off, and I'm just applying it to the outer fourth of my eye. So I have both half lashes on, and if you struggle putting on a full band of lashes, then I highly recommend cutting it in half, using half the lash, and then putting it on the outer edge of your eye, and you get this pretty effect, and it's just as nice as a full band of lashes in my opinion. So now that we're done with the eyes, I'm going to do my lipstick, and I'm going to be using the ColourPop Lippie Stick in the shade Bound. This lipstick smells so nice, and it's their glossy finish, and it's so pretty, and I love it so much, and I highly recommend that you get it. It's like $5 or $6. It's just great all the way around.
Alright. Mom!
Now that I'm done with my makeup, I'm going to be setting it with the Urban Decay De-Slick Setting Spray to mattify and lock everything in place. Alright, so that completes today's makeup tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you like this video, then go ahead and give it a thumbs up and hit subscribe. And I guess that's everything, so bye guys! Alright, so next,
Using a huge
camera's gonna die. Oh god. What? To start off my makeup, going to be, nope, I need color correct. Ow, I just pinched my finger in the palette. That freaking hurt. I'm going to be taking the CoverGirl Lash Blast,
Mom!
Okay, I literally just used that brush. Where did it go? There it is. Okay.